Hi, I'm Arthur Hammonds, and I have authored this little book, Yes, You Can Do This, Charting Your Way to Life's Riches, Health, and Wealth. And it's a little book of maps to show you how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And today's map is the map to I'll Celebrate. I love this chapter, and it's the final one. My little book is full of stories and ideas that I've gathered over the years that have been very helpful to me as I've made accomplishments and as I continue to make accomplishments and set goals for myself. And one of the ways to reach a goal is, in advance of reaching it, to know how you're going to celebrate and what it's going to look like. I knew a woman that decided to have a remake of her life and her body and her residence. And she had a job, and it seemed to be just fine. So what she did was she started eating differently and exercising. And her vision, she wrote down her goals, she put them in writing. She had the belief that she could do it. She had the interest in doing it. She knew she could think of ways to make this happen, and she knew she was creative and she could create ways to make it happen. She took her desires and put them in writing. All these things I speak about in my book and on these broadcasts so that you can go back to past ones and see what we've talked about. They're only a few minutes long each. But what she did, she implemented these principles, and lo and behold, she set the goal, and she knew what she wanted to look like. She knew what she wanted her home to look like, and she knew how she was going to celebrate. And her picture of celebration was to have, in her small one-bedroom condo, a celebration, a party. And her vision was to roll all the clothing that she had outgrown out on racks and give that clothing to her friends that came, for them to either take for themselves or take to someone that they knew needed the clothing. And then she was going to have them in. She was going to have hors d'oeuvres and refreshments so that they could see her beautiful home. So slowly but surely, she started doing her exercise. On her exercise, she ran into garage sales. She bought things for the refurnishing of her home, and then because she had to move things out to make ready for the new, she gave those things away, or people would give her money for them because they'd be out in her driveway looking like she had a yard sale. The next thing she knew, she had transformed the shape of her body. She cremated the fat that she no longer needed by walking and eating correctly. And she created an environment to live in. She had paint, new colors, new fabrics, new furnishings, and it all looked very nice and appropriate for her. And it had been the things that she wanted, the look she had wanted for years and years. And she had the newspaper clippings to prove it. She had the party, the people came. She put out the clothes and the other things that she no longer needed and asked them to please take them away. They took them away. The rest she donated to charity. It was a big success. She knew what she wanted. She did everything she could to get there. She knew what the celebration was going to look like. She had the celebration, and as I've said on these broadcasts, things got even better. At that next Monday, and I promise you this is the truth, when she went to her job, they said, it's review time, and we've reviewed your work, we've reviewed your attitude, we've reviewed your new presence at work and your new level of energy, and we're promoting you to this position, which has a move on it to a location that's nearer your home, to an office that you'll be managing, and to an income that's greater than what you've already received. So not only did she do everything she could do in her power to upgrade her life, but because she had sent that much energy and because she was on fire with energy, even something better came her way. And that's part of the reward of doing your best, being your best, creating your best. You get rewarded for that, and then even better things happen. So these are the steps to I'll Celebrate. Put a cherry on top of your goal by knowing that the effort you put into it deserves recognition, the celebration. Vividly visualize yourself as a success worthy of celebrating. Then see the celebration just like my friend did. Imagine the location and the guest list. See yourself thanking all those who helped and supported you along the way. Make it into a celebration, a party, a launching pad for your next set of goals and results. Also, vividly see yourself returning to what was your old world. I'm thinking of those explorers that went into terra incognito, if they're great ships, leaving the shores of England or Spain and Portugal and France, and then sailing back with boats heavily laden with treasure. See yourself returning to what was your old world with all the loot you've gathered on your journey. Higher esteem, deeper faith in yourself and your abilities, a new, strong and successful presence, and a spirited sense of going back for more. This is how you celebrate. And if you'll follow these guidelines that I trust have been inspiring to you, I think that yes, you can do this. You can chart your way to health, wealth, and success. Bon voyage.